Hi everyone. I mentioned some time ago that I was going to do a spring update, but first of all, hope that everyone is staying uh, healthy and safe. And given the reality of the world these days, that you are following the recommendations, at least in the United States, the CDC recommends you can go to the website. Yeah, we will be separate uh, for, I suspect, more than a month, if not more, trying to minimize the contact with other people. But as they say, one of the sayings I have heard in that applies quite well, better say 6 feet of distance apart than 6 feet on the ground. Sadly, a lot of people are dying, so let's try to flatten that curve. Anyhow, back to excuse me, my seawater pets. Many things happened, so I decided to delay the the update. I was thinking of maybe doing it until the year that would be June 27, but many things had happened, so, and since I cannot do much else, might as well uh, do a quick update. Although this will focus on how my uh, gunk receptacle, meaning this was the former gunk receptacle, but then some months ago, I think before November, we need to check, I decided to move the extra gunk from here and from this one and from this one to this one. And this was the gunk receptacle for a while, and you can see in previous videos that it was essentially pea soup. I don't know how I'm going to organize this, but we will see. Anyhow, the last part, and also I got my bioluminescent biosphere. Yes, there is algae in there, and this is almost 2 months, and I learned that the bioluminescent organism is an algae itself. So that liquid there, you can see videos that I did specific for the bioluminescent uh, orb that they give you a specific the liquid, the salt water to put there that is jacked up with nutrients for algae, because the bioluminescent organism is an algae. But like 2 weeks ago, I started noticing that green algae started growing here. And why? And I had a suspicion, not so much of the sea monkeys, but the food of the aqua dragons is very fine. It ground very fine, and each time that I open the bag of the aqua dragon's food, you see like a wisp, like the smoke of incense going up from that bag. So fine it is. So my mistake was that with time, before I would leave it without this. So of course you would think, small enough. No, but it's flowed and just need a couple of cells, and yeah, they got in there and the algae say whoopee and happy growing like crazy. I contact the pyro farms and they say, that's bad because the Greek algae most likely will overtake you, the dino. So we will need you to give you a procedure when that happens to completely clear the orb, and you will need to restart the dinos. Yeah, that's okay. Live and learn. Bottom line, if you have this, they said, first of all, that's why they recommend to leave it out. This in here instead of completely closed, so still some interchange or minimized, especially if you have aquariums, saltwater aquariums, or you are near an area of water, brine water or salt water, that particles of algae can float. In the, as you can see, floating in the air and fill it with salt. That salt can contain cells of algae. So that's why aquariums, and of course, not something that many will do, but because I had in the same table the food, and you can see how well the algae is doing in these aquariums. My biodinos, they still shine quite fine, but at a certain point, although I'm not serving them, and I'm not sure, but I could swear the dinoflagellates are trying to overcome the green algae. I'm not sure. I noted this recently. So anyhow, I got extra bags of nutrients, so I will continue with the normal as I had planned, and I will see how the algae and the dinoflagellates interact. But the point is, whatever, when this is stabilized, I will separate the bioorb from this table, most likely because I have a separate light. I will move it to another table somewhere in that mess when I clear it up, and to minimize the chance of this cross growing happening. So I suspect it will take some months to know what is going on, if I will leave it and the dinoflagellates overcome the algae, or if I will need to follow the steps that pyro farms, they give me a list that I will share it if I have to do it, to completely clear from green algae and everything this orb, and start again the dinoflagellates. This time taking better precautions, so cross growing of green algae do not happen inside. So anyhow, at this point I have talked too much, so okay, so I will name this post-spring update. So this was the former gunk receptacle. Eventually it started clearing up, and all of these that you see here were born in here. There were no adults, there was only gunk and a bunch of eggs. And since then I have not had any more. So, and I'm trying to remove that tint, because you can see here the water is clearer. That I have not fed this in a long time, but still, before I was giving two spoons of where is it? The yellow one. That is the little 1 spoon of sea monkey. So I'm doing now just 1 spoon each other day per week, 3 times a week, not 2 days in a row. And I'm doing the same with this one, that as you see that it has like a distinct, as if we continue clearing. A difference between these two is that since I made this one, the gun receptacle, I have been moving, and I will be doing that today, the juveniles here. Whoops, come on, focus. So many that are here have been moved from here to here, I think since the beginning of February, because I made this, I think, in November, and then I realized, and since then I have been moving stuff, and they continue hatching. So I will do a video in a moment of mentioning how my gunk receptacle became nursery. So I will give more details in the next video. So, and also for those who saw my video about saving the aqua dragons, I will do a separate video later because they are not in the point they want them to be, but you see they are doing fine now. The effort to save them was a success, although the adults surviving in the video, I think it was 3 adults or something like that, were trying to stabilize things, did not survive, but the thing is that there were a lot of eggs, and what helped make this the nursery actually saved the aqua dragons, because I have not added brine shrimps or anywhere else. These are actual brine shrimps that were hatched here following similar procedure. And you see that the water, there is algae everywhere. That I will explain more of that when I do the video for them. But they are doing fine, and I have done a stable feeding now of one of the green spoons of aqua dragon with the aqua dragon food 3 times a week, not 2 days in a row, and they are doing fine. But as I said, I'm waiting for other things to reach before I do the video of the successful stabilization of the aqua dragons ecosystem and how well they are doing. Okay, so I think that is all I could talk about the post-spring or into spring update. Yes, I in purpose have not put more water in them yet because I'm trying something else. I have kept the top level water here. Something I will say in this video, but I will say bad idea to top it off with water. What I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm not going, where is this squiggly? Squiggly. That's good. I'm not letting it evaporate down there. But I'm putting water only until you see the border of this lens. So, because the more water you put in, the less interchange with the atmosphere the water will have, the area to interchange. So that's why I put it here, and then I let evaporate onto the squiggly, and I put water back in onto this level. So anyhow, I will give the details when I do that, but this is the post spring update. So they're doing great, except this issue. But I will do separate videos now, giving the details on these guys. Okay, see you in a moment, hopefully.